And I'm like, oh my god, this is such a cute little suitcase. Oh! What I do find odd, though, about brands is when they have a collection out, they don't send the full collection, they only send, like, a couple items. Like, the whole entire collection is 12, but they sent me 6. So
Manny the greedy, Manny the ungrateful. There are two massive scandals for us to cover today, so I thought, why don't we do a Will It Lollipop? You know how much I love the Will It Lollipop videos. And also, I've got something special I'll announce halfway through. So, as you could see by the clip, Manny MUA is not a happy bunny. He was only sent 6 out of the 12 products free in PR, and obviously Queen Manny needs all of them. This might seem like a one-off, but then if we compare it back to when he was desperate to get on Kylie Jenner's PR list.
do you guys think I need the Kylie Burgundy palette? Do I need it, or do I pass on it? If I could just get on that fucking PR list. If I could just get on that fucking list, then I don't have to stress about buying it.
Oh, you mean like the rest of us peasants?
It's the exact same sort of story, but I know a lot of you will have no idea who I'm talking about. So, Manny MUA is a 25-year-old YouTuber. He's an Aries and he was born in California. He has a YouTube channel, I think he started off in 2014, and he does makeup, that's like his thing. He's done a lot of collaborations, he pushes Morphe and other discount codes very, very hard, and he's recently been in a lot of controversy because he used to be a very, very sweet child of a YouTuber, but more recently he's been hanging around with Jeffree Star quite often. He used to be friends with Patrick Star, but then it seems like he's ditched him, and everyone knows that based on the Snapchat footage of them when they're together, because apparently Manny and Patrick are always together, but as soon as Jeffree's on the scene, Manny ditches Patrick and never speaks to him, which is so horrible, could you imagine? Anyway, this whole scandal kicked off. The first part of the scandal is Manny MUA, the second part is Patrick Star. Definitely get yourself sat down. Today we are going to be making lollipops using the Heaven's Kitchen lollipop mold, available exclusively on Amazon USA and Canada. These are made by me, these are my lollipops, hi! And I do have a special deal for you on these. And in this kit we have the blue spiral mold, which is my favourite, the yellow star mold, which you can fill with the most product, and the green flower mold, which is very pretty. We are going to be making vegan lollipops today, as you can see from the ingredients, and I'm super excited, so why don't we get straight into this scandal. I'm going to begin by melting the chocolate in the microwave. So the best place for us to start from is probably back in, it was a few months ago when Tarte flew a lot of influencers over to Bora Bora. Bora Bora is a beautiful island, very expensive but very pretty. They were all there having a party, having a great time, and they were also promoting the new palettes, which you would see all over Snapchat and Instagram. And again, this kind of ties into a whole thing of who can you trust, because surely if a brand is going to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to fly influencers over somewhere and give them a holiday, how credible is that influencer's review going to be of those products? Do you see what I mean? It's just one of those things where it's a bit like, really? Did you really enjoy that palette, or was it really dry and patchy? I'm just gonna stir this chocolate up. That looks so good. We are going to begin with the yellow star mold. And using a fork, I'm gonna dribble over some chocolate. And you see how I'm doing that really gently just to make a pattern. And this looks so pretty when it's finished. So whilst they were all there in Bora Bora, basically Manny MUA took to Snapchat and was really angry that he wasn't on the Kylie Jenner PR list. Kylie Jenner, for those of you that don't know Kylie Cosmetics, we've covered them in so many scandals already. It's by Kylie Jenner, it's like lip kits and stuff like that.
If I could just get on that fucking PR list. If I could just get on that fucking list, then I don't have to stress about buying it.
Oh, you mean like the rest of us peasants?
That last clip was from Just Here from the Tea, which is very funny. It does sound a bit petty though, because it's almost, I think it was $320 worth of product, and then he was sat there saying like, oh, I don't have to worry about buying it, I wish I was on their PR list. But I don't know if he realises that he has hundreds and thousands, if not millions of people on Snapchat watching him that do have to pay for the product and don't earn millions of dollars a year. And for those of you that don't know, these level of influencers do earn millions of dollars a year. When you think about how hard they're pushing Morphe and products like that, I kind of think that's a whole video in itself, because they earn a 10% commission on every sale that they make with Morphe when they recommend Morphe brushes with their coupon code. And I'm pretty sure, from what I can guess from the numbers, that Manny MUA has paid for his entire house in Calabasas using his Morphe promotion. And it's the same with Nicki. I mean, I wouldn't even like to think how much money they make. I think it just destroys the credibility personally. I mean, there's nothing wrong with coupons, but when someone can completely basically pay for a house on coupons based on pushing one brand, it just sort of leads you to think like, is there another brush brand out there? Is there another hair brand out there? Like, I know there's like a starter kit of coupon codes that everyone uses in the beauty industry when they're starting out and they want to make some fast money. But it gets to a point where you think like, oh, there must be more than 4 brands out there. I'm gonna go in and dribble a little bit of white chocolate over the top. And you can make a mess as well because these are non-stick, so you can just push them out, and if you have any overlap, you can just pull it off, no problem. And it comes with sticks, which are also oven safe as well as the mold, so you can put them in the oven, freezer, dishwasher, everything. And so by this point, people were obviously getting very suspicious and this was circulating a lot, and I do have a very interesting theory behind why all of this is happening. But the second most recent thing was literally just a few days ago.
What I do find odd though about brands is when they have a collection out, they don't send the full collection, they only send like a couple items. Like the whole entire collection is 12, but they sent me 6.
Like the whole entire collection is 12, but they sent me 6. So
he said that he only received 6 out of 12 products from a company, and he was like, I wonder why they do this, I'm always intrigued, as if a bit of a diss towards them, hoping they're going to see and then send him the full range next time. And obviously to me it seems like a sale tactic. Like if you're working with an influencer, don't send them all the products, just send them like 6 of them or half of them or something like that and keep them interested. I feel like if you give someone everything straight away, they're going to be like, okay. Do you see what I mean? I don't know, it depends by the company. Anyway, he took to Snapchat and said that, and so many people were sat there like, really? That's your attitude towards receiving hundreds of dollars for the free product, really? It's just so ungrateful, especially from someone that's earning hundreds of thousands, millions of dollars a year to sit around and say, I'm not happy with that. Do you know what I mean? It's like there's so many people that would desperately want to own those cosmetics that could never afford them, that are sat there like, really? And by this point, people were thinking, okay, Manny, that's a bit suspicious. Then he also took to Snapchat and he was suddenly half naked, talking about his sex life, with his bum in the mirror, and he's like, oh, I hope you can't see anything, I hope you can't see anything. And it's like, really? Is that what you want to expose your fan base to? I mean, I get that Jeffrey's done it before, we all know that, but it just seems a bit too similar. And I think do whatever you want on your own social media, but are you trying to sleep with everyone on your Snapchat and seduce them? Because if the answer's no, I don't understand why you will be trying to flirt with them, like showing your bum in the mirror. I kind of just think save it for the bedroom. Find someone to lay into, do you know what I mean? I don't really get that kind of frustration. I mean, you live near Jeffrey now. And you did both mention that you'd had 3 recently. Ooh, that's weird, isn't it? You both mentioned that you've both had 3 in the past year. I wonder who they were both with. That's very suspicious, isn't it? I know you two are chummy. The second lollipop is going to be one that we're going to freeze, and it's going to be using orange juice. This is the dandelion lollipop, I call it. And the deal that I have for you today is I'm going to do a flash sale for you. 60% off Heaven's Kitchen using this code. Use my code, girl! I want my 10%! No, but seriously, it's free shipping with Amazon Prime in Canada and the US. I don't know if they do outside of there, you would have to double check. I don't think I even need to sell it to you, I think you already know they're fantastic. I'm just gonna use some orange juice. I'm so messy. Oh no, I leaked it. Oh. They do have little grooves to stop the thing coming out, but I just overfilled them. My best tip for making dandelion lollies is to always make sure that you're using a very thick orange juice because it will freeze and have so much more taste than if you use like a cordial, but you can use cordial, no problem. You can even use milk, like I've done that before. I think we actually did it with tampons a while ago, didn't we? That was quite funny. And I'm going to put that straight into the freezer, putting my hand underneath it for support because it is flexible, which means you can get them out easy. The next scandal was, I'm pretty sure it was Mac had sent him a PR package, but included with this PR package, and the whole point of PR, for those of you that don't understand, is basically a company wants to show their product off, and so they send it to an influencer that makes videos online, and that person could then talk about it, show it if they like it. That's the general idea, but it's getting to the point where not only are these influencers being sent expensive, very expensive gifts, but they're also so scandalous as to show it and to not care. Manny took to Snapchat and showed that he'd been given a pair of Dr. Dre Beats, which is a very, very expensive pair of headphones, and he was giving them completely free as a gift. And to me, I kind of think to myself, well, does he own some already? Because I would do a giveaway if I was sent headphones like that. I mean, surely with the millions of dollars that he's already earning, he wouldn't really need an extra pair of headphones, so...
And I'm like, oh my god, this is such a cute little suitcase. Oh!
I don't know, it's just very, very strange. I didn't really understand that. What do you think? Tell me down below. There's going to be a poll on the screen. Do you think he's greedy? You know what's really funny? In England, okay, in the northwest, where I'm originally from, if you call someone greedy, it means they sleep with a lot of people. So you can say, oh, she's so greedy, because you know when someone's greedy with food. That's kind of where it came from. That's why I used the word. I don't know if that's the correct application where you're from. But you know when someone eats a lot of food, you say, oh, they're so greedy because they eat all the food. We did that with sleeping with people. Like if someone was a greedy, that was it. You call them a greedy, say, oh, you're such a greedy. Oh my God, he is such a greedy. We had so many weird words. We also said gnaws. That was one that came around that I never used. Gnaws. Like instead of saying someone's ignoring you, you'd say he gnaws to me, and I hated that. I just thought it sounded absolutely disgusting. The next lollipop, we are going to be crushing a Mars bar and putting it in the fridge. I'm going to use my spiral molds for this one. So I kind of feel like by this point, this person's credibility, if it wasn't already destroyed, is completely destroyed. Because not only are they receiving these PR packages for free by these companies that are already taking them on expensive holidays, but they are now also receiving gifts. Sending their cosmetics isn't enough. They also have to send very expensive gifts. To me, I think to myself, what about your customers? The people that are buying the actual product aren't getting given gifts, but the person that gets it for free is. And you can see I am just crunching these Mars bars. This coupon code will only be valid for, how long should we say? Should we say 28 hours? The last two lollies we are going to fill with Smarties and chocolate milk. Actually, no, we're not going to use chocolate milk, we're just going to use chocolate. So I'm just going to pour in the Smarties. I love Smarties. Do you have Smarties in America or anywhere else in the world? Do you have Smarties? Whenever anyone Snapchats me that they're watching my video, they always do it on my Will It Lollipop videos. It makes me really happy. I don't know why, because it's a really chill, happy video, so we had to do another. And then I'm just going to pour the chocolate on top of that. And on top of those, I'm also going to add some sprinkles, and we're then going to add the sticks. You know what might be fun? Why don't we put these in the oven for 5 minutes and let it all melt into a big mush, and then take it out and put it in the freezer? Because I think it'll make the flavours like blend more. That's my favourite thing, they're so versatile. Ugh, that's such a weird word. I'm so excited to try the Mars bar ones at the end of the video. I'm going to pull them out and we can try them. And I'm going to put these in the oven. And to top off all of these scandals with Manny MUA seeming very, very ungrateful, he's very recently been signed as the, I don't know if he's the cover or the face or one of the partners of Maybelline, something along the lines of. For those of you that aren't aware of Maybelline, from what I understand, Maybelline is a company that's been dying for a few years. They've not been doing so well. People don't really buy them. The makeup wasn't that good. This isn't a diss whatsoever. This is just me talking my recollection. And the fact that they've signed Manny, to me, just seems a bit desperate. I mean, no shade to Manny whatsoever, but I mean, he associates himself with a racist. He hasn't really done much other than lick his ass for the past few months. I don't know. Do you know what I mean? I was a bit like, really? I mean, I think it says volumes about Maybelline. Out of all the influencers, think of them. We've got Kathleen Lights. We've got all these other people, Jackie, Anya, all these people that could have been the face of Maybelline, but they choose Manny MUA. Next of all, I'm going to add some egg. Will it lollipop? So past the Maybelline stuff, this is where things start to get juicy. A few days ago, Jeffree Star, desperate to bury the fact that someone found a hair in his highlighter, which was published in Marie Claire magazine, which is a very respectable magazine. And I almost feel like in an attempt for Jeffree to bury this massive scandal, he decided that he was going to put a hot knife through a $5,500 Chanel bag. And obviously it went viral, 2 million hits, and everyone was talking about it. And I do kind of think it was a clever way to get people to forget about the fact that people found hair in his cosmetics. Manny, of course, being Jeffree's sidekick, was sat right there. And again, this is something I just thought was strange. I mean, could you imagine if I was Maybelline signing someone? Who are we going to sign? Let's sign the guy that burnt a $5,500 bag, because that's a good image to send people. You know, just waste money, who cares? I mean, our brand is all about just wasting money. Like you would waste your money if you bought any of our cosmetics. Sorry, that was mean. Sorry, Maybelline. So yeah, those are some photos from the whole thing, and I just thought, like, obviously it's a publicity stunt. Obviously the whole reason they've done it is to get views. And one conspiracy I'm definitely behind is that Manny has almost accepted that he's guilty by association by supporting Jeffree, with not just Jeffree's past racist actions, but his more recent actions as well. Even the way that he bullied that girl that found the hair in the highlighter on Twitter, I don't know if you saw that, that's a whole other story in itself. But I kind of think that he's accepted that and he's thought to himself, you know what, forget the community, forget the subscribers, forget the people that brought me up here. Now let's just focus on the money, let's focus on the controversy, the circulation, get that paper. I mean, he's just bought like $1 million house in Calabasas or more than that, I can't remember. And I think this is something I'm going to make a whole video on, discount codes, because I do think it's got to a point where I think it needs some exposure. I don't know if you know how much money people make off coupon codes, but it's like so much that you can't even guarantee the credibility of the actual people anymore. It's really creepy, it's really scary. But that's how I kind of felt. I kind of felt when I was watching the whole thing happen, you know what, we've got the controversy with the handbag, the controversy on Snapchat, and it just seems like he's becoming more and more up his own bum. I'm sorry, that's just how it seems. And I think it's really sad because Manny, the only reason Manny's where he is because of the YouTube community. It's the beauty community that have supported him, supported his products, supported his collaborations, and I kind of do think it's a stab in the back for that to happen. And along with that, I mean, this is just another thing on the list. I've never really spoken about Manny before. He did a collaboration with Makeup Geek and they did this palette, okay? And this palette was supposed to be like limited edition and it was supposed to be like the last stock like 2 months ago. And then suddenly we get another tweet saying, oh, it's only coming back one more time. And I'm sat there like, are you actually kidding me? Like, this is such a pain in the arse. Like, my entire social media is filled with this palette that was supposed to be out of stock like 2 months ago, never coming back. I think it's really a bad tactic to trick people and say, like, I mean, it's disappointing on Makeup Geek's part. I think it's so money hungry and so greedy to say, oh my god, this is the last round, we are not going to have any more of this palette. And then you sell them and then you say, we're just going to do one more. It's like, no. It's the same thing that happened with Jaclyn Hill. I mean, I don't agree with it. And to be honest, Jaclyn should have been smart enough. I mean, I don't know what was in the contract, but Jaclyn Hill's limited edition face palette coming back, I just think it was stupid. I don't think that's fair on the people that bought it. I don't care if they had 40,000 units in Asia that they wanted to send over to start selling. I don't think it was right that a limited edition palette was sold again randomly. It's just not fair to the people that bought it under limited edition. Like, it's really not fair. And I do kind of think, you know what, influencers need to start taking responsibility. It's like Pink Sparkles with the Pink Sparkle scandal. Like, Samantha said, my management this, my management that, but I feel like when you have a YouTube channel, you own that channel, and what you expose your subscribers to is your choice. And it's not management, it's a network. Like, they help you out, they tell you what to do, they give you this, but you run your own channel, and I'm sick of seeing people not take responsibility for their own shit. It's like, you messed up a collaboration, you did this, you did that, like, take responsibility. If something is limited edition, keep it limited edition. It was the same thing with the Graveyard Girl palette. I'm sorry I haven't spoken about this. It was the same thing. It was limited edition and it suddenly came back again, and I had a few people message me about the top palette. Some people had a really good one, some people had a really bad one. I had someone message me on Twitter saying they found a hair in a top palette and they were asked to send it back. I had another friend in New Zealand who ordered it and then didn't get it until like 2 months later, like it was lost in the post. I'm getting to a point where I'm looking at these companies and I'm looking at these influencers and I'm thinking they are both as bad as each other, because they are lying to you. They are lying to you about sponsored videos, they are lying to you about how much money they're making from coupon codes, and they're lying about things being limited edition when it's evidently not. This palette, I mean, I'm sorry to even bring it up, the Carly Bible palette was limited edition. How many years has that been around for now? I'm sorry. I mean, there's limited edition and then there's having something around for years, and I think, well, how many years did you plan to sell it for? Because most products, bar like MAC, don't really continuously sell. Market trends show, like Too Faced, for example, constantly bring out new palettes because that's what people are into. And so to have something limited edition for 2 years, I just feel a bit like maybe people need to start announcing how long limited edition is, because if Jaclyn Hill had said this is going to be limited edition plus a bit extra at the end, or Carly Bible had said this is going to be limited edition plus for 2 years. I mean, the thing with Carly, I feel like it's a bit different because her palette is so inexpensive, it doesn't really matter that much. But with Jaclyn's palette and with other people's palettes, people will have spent a chunk of their savings, a chunk of their money from that month to buy these palettes because they were limited edition. And then they aren't even limited edition. The Manny Makeup Geek collaboration supposedly is limited edition. It's randomly just come back again. The Jaclyn Hill Champagne Face palette is randomly back again. And it just honestly gets on my tits. Honestly gets on my titties. Oh my god, yes. I'm going to use some sprinkles on that as well. It's really tricky for me because I have contact with a lot of these people, because when things happen I always get official statements, but then it gets to a point where I feel like, oh, I'm throwing them under the bus, but now I kind of realise I'm not throwing them under the bus. My loyalty is to you. And I appreciate the fact I speak to these people, but you are my priority. And there is so much shady stuff. This Manny thing is just the tip of the iceberg. Anyway, we're going to try some Yazoo chocolate milk, which I'm pretty sure is vegan, and we are going to see if it will lollipop. Will it lollipop? You decide. The next story we have is Patrick Star losing $500 of, was it Maybelline? A coupon card thing? That's a bit weird. What would you spend $500 of Maybelline on? I didn't realise the cosmetics were that expensive. Sorry, I don't mean to be nasty. So the next story is Patrick Star losing $500 of, I think it was a Maybelline discount card that he was given as a gift. He basically Snapchatted and it was in the background and you could see the code, and within half an hour someone had taken it, used it. They spent $400 on Sephora and an extra $100 using Shopify and another website. And I just thought that was crazy. I mean, we've all covered the Patrick Star scandal, but I don't hate Patrick Star. I don't have anything against him. And it does seem like there's some tension. I saw on Twitter him saying like, I need some new friends. And I was thinking to myself, Manny? Do you know what I mean? It was just suspicious. And I do kind of think these kind of things, I know it seems like just drama and tabloids, but I think it does influence what we see and what's being sold to us. There are very few beauty gurus that I feel like I can trust now, and I don't really know how much I can trust Patrick Star. He just seems very straightforward, but I don't know, it's always just Morphe. It's the same as Nicki, just like codes. And I'm sorry, I get that people need to make a living, but it gets to a point where it's like, you are making hundreds of thousands of dollars a month on coupon codes. and you still push them and push them. And I just think like, oh, if you just take your foot off the pedal for 5 minutes and just focus on the makeup, which is what everyone is here for. We don't need to know about the next Morphe brush, the next Morphe palette. You know, I just don't care. I honestly don't care. If it's good makeup, I'll find it. I'll see a tutorial and someone will use it. I don't need someone to shove it in my face every single video. I'm going to do some chocolate sprinkles on top of the chocolate milk. Do you think it'll work? You decide. What do you think of this happening to Patrick Star? I mean, he basically posted this comment here just saying a bit like, I can't believe this happened, I made a video about it, and he said that he wasn't annoyed about the money, which is I think the first thing, because if we contrast this to Manny MUA when he was talking about getting onto Kylie Jenner's PR list, he was like, oh, it's $300, I mean, that's expensive, and it was really disrespectful. I mean, here is a clip from Only Here Is the Tea, what she said.
Do I need it, or do I pass on it? If I could just get on that fucking PR list. If I could just get on that fucking list. I get anxiety when I'm trying to buy something and it's gonna sell it fast. Like if I feel it's gonna sell it fast, I get so anxious.
Like, have you ever heard a guru pretty much ask to be on a PR list because he feels that he shouldn't have to wait like the rest of us?
And I agree 110%. Most of your followers aren't earning hundreds of thousands of dollars a month, and for you to sit there and say, oh my god, $300 is expensive, it's just disrespectful. It's a bit of a pain in the arse. It's just a piss take. There's so much fakeness. I've genuinely been debating making beauty videos myself just so I can watch them back and not have a coupon code pushed in my face or a random product that probably isn't that good. And if I make a beauty video, I will use all my own products, and they aren't even released yet. Like, I haven't even released a single pigment. So it's not going to be me pushing a product on you because there's nothing that you can actually buy. You have to go and find your own version. Do you want me to do that? You probably don't, but I'm going to leave a poll on the screen to find out. Even the young ones are starting to do this as well, like the up-and-comings, and I'm just finding it so irritating. I feel like YouTube beauty community is just turning into such a mess. This is not why we're all here. If you go back and watch the videos back 5 years ago, it was completely different. There was no Morphe. There was no Bellamy hair extensions. There was no Gerard Cosmetics. It was just makeup. It was tutorials. It was creativity. It's what makeup is supposed to be. And as a beauty community, it was people interacting. I don't feel like we have unity now. I feel like there's clans, there's cliques, there's nasty people, there's racist people, and people just sweep things under the rug. And I'm so sorry to put this out there, but I know people like Jaclyn Hill. I love Jaclyn Hill. I think she's very sweet, but she was using Jeffree Star products in her best of 2016 video, which the comments are now disabled for. And I kind of thought to myself, after everything that has happened recently, we are not just talking the past racism, which some people would say, oh, it's the past. By the way, there's no expiration on racism. And everything else, it shocks me that people will turn to money over their morals. I think to myself, these people aren't struggling. They are earning millions of dollars a year. Yet for the sake of, oh, well, he's going to review my palette when it comes out, so I'll stay friends with him. Oh, I want to stay in this clique because they're earning decent money, so I'm going to stay with them even though, despite the fact one of them's being racist, one of them's doing something else disgusting. Where's people's integrity? What happened to these people? They used to be such fantastic influencers. The only one that hasn't been involved with this is Carly Bible, but I saw her recommending a Gerard Cosmetics lipstick, and I was thinking, what is happening? Oh my god, I just find it shocking. I honestly find it shocking. I don't understand what's happening. I really am struggling to find channels that don't just piss me off. I do really like Jackie Ania. She palette snapped in her end of 2016 things that were ditching. I was like, and there's other influencers as well. There are other people. But even people like Chloe Morello, you know, straight after the whole drama that happened between me and Jeffree Star, and I do know Chloe, I spoke to her and I said, because I was getting sent all these screenshots of her interacting with him, and she was like, why are people attacking me because I'm tweeting him? And I was like, you know exactly what's happened. And she was like, yeah, but can I not have my own relationship? And I was like, no, because you're publicly tweeting him. People are obviously going to catch on to it. People are angry with him. And she was like, oh, and literally a few days later, they're reviewing his products. And I just think to myself, this is disgusting that people are prepared to support this kind of behaviour. People just worm their way around this beauty community, and it's really sad because the people that I thought were the most trustworthy and the most fantastic and the most loyal and the most creative people, in fact, don't have good intentions, a lot of them. And it makes me really sad. It makes me really, really sad. And it makes me so happy that I feel like I'm in my own lane. I have my friends around me. I have Rich Lux. I have Karina Kaboom. I have Only Here for the Tea. I have all these beautiful, fantastic channels that we all support. And I stand behind them because this isn't about being nasty and manufacturing drama. There are other channels for that. This is genuinely about finding the truth in the beauty community and trying to restore what used to be the beauty community, or at least restore some sort of like normalness. Because to me, I just can't watch a video anymore. Like, I struggle. Like, I really struggle to sit through a single tutorial because it's the same products being pushed on me every single time. And this is another thing. This is just a random favourite scandal I should probably do. Everyone is recommending Tom Ford products. at the end of their year favourites. Now, if a massive high-end luxury company was wanting to work with an influencers, they presumably wouldn't do a sponsored video because it looks desperate for a company that sells their products for hundreds of dollars to be working with an influencer. Do you know what I mean? It looks desperate. But to sneak the products into an end-of-year favourites makes sense. And everyone was complaining about Jaclyn Hill's end-of-year favourites video because she only really covered high-end products. And she's like, well, I know it's high-end, but I like it. And all fairness to her, if that's all she uses, that's all fair to her. But I think she must realise that she's alienating her audience that can't afford these products. Do you see what I mean? This is tricky because my products, I focus on formula. If I wanted to make something tacky and cheap, I could easily put something out now and it would be super, super affordable. Everyone would buy it straight away. We're talking like a $10 palette. But I don't do that because I focus on quality and formula, but at the same time, I will charge like a reasonable price for anything I ever do. And that's just what I struggle with a bit. I don't understand why everyone has suddenly got so precious. I get that people are being sent PR from these brands that have expensive products and obviously the formula is probably going to be amazing. But at the same time, go to the drugstore, go and buy some products that normal people can afford and try them and use them and make a look with them. Things have been becoming a bit disingenuous with me not being able to cover topics that have actually been on my mind. I'm going to put some Smarties into this one. I've just remembered my lollipop molds, the silicone and the plastic are both oven safe up to, I think it's 200 degrees or 180 degrees, it says on the box. But I put my oven at 220 degrees, so I've slightly melted the sticks, but they're still okay. I'm going to finish this off, put it in the freezer, and we can take a look at how it turned out. I feel like 2017 is the year that everyone is selling themselves to the devil, apart from me. And the other channels that I'm friends with. But really though, I just feel like there's so much disappointing behaviour that we're seeing from these people and it's just pissing me off. It's at the point where I'm thinking, I just want to watch a makeup video. I'm here for the tea. Oh my god, no, that's a channel. I'm here for the creativity. My background is painting and fine art and portraiture. And then I started doing makeup when I was younger with my friends and I enjoyed it so much and that's why I'm here. I'm not here because I want to own every single random makeup product that's pushed to me. I want to learn about makeup, I want to see other people doing looks, I want to share that enthusiasm with other people and that's what this community is about. It's not about Morphe discount code, it's not about Bellamy hair extensions, it's not about Gerard Cosmetics discount codes. I'm just sick of it. I mean, who is Kim Tai? I'm sorry, I don't know who she is, no shade towards her. I keep seeing people like NikkieTutorials peddling behind her moisturiser, but I'm sat there like, I'm sorry, I haven't heard of you before, I don't know who you are. And you've scored a collaboration with Ofra, so I'm like, okay, what is a collaboration? Like, are you helping with the formula? Or is it your name on the product and then you're promoting it? I just struggle a little bit. I mean, it's great that some of it is going to charity. I do agree with that. And she probably isn't even getting paid for it. She's probably just there for the promotion, in honesty, when I look at the deal. But I don't know, there's just weird things. It just doesn't make sense. I'm happy to have my own little family, my own little community of real people that aren't trying to push things down people's throat. And I always say my opinion in these videos is just my opinion. Please make your own mind up. Don't take everything I say as religion. Go and research yourself. But this is how I feel with everything that's happened. And I don't know, I just think 2017 is going to be an interesting year. I'm very excited to give you all of my announcements. So again, we're going to take a look at the finished product, but the Heaven's Kitchen lollipop molds are 60% off for 28 hours only. And also don't forget to sign up to the small announcement and the big announcement down below. The small announcement is going to be like when something drops. The big announcement is going to be in like, I don't know, like half a year or something. I keep saying half a year because it's just like, I love you so much. Thank you for joining me on this crazy rant of a video and I will see you soon. Bye.